Hello, friends. Today's a really exciting day. We get to have our first writing workshop session together. So, this is your writing workshop folder. It's blue and it has some tools inside it for you to use during writing. It also has writing paper inside. We won't necessarily talk about the tools today, but just know that they're there and that we will talk about them and learn what they're there for. For today, I want you to have your folder and you'll need to use a piece of paper that's inside it. So some of you will have paper that looks just like this, and some of you will have paper with the double lines at the bottom for practicing your lowercase letters. Those are my friends that were here last year. So if you can get out your paper, you'll be all set for writing workshop. Now let's talk about what writing workshop is. You'll see on this paper that there's space up here for a picture and space down here for writing letters and words and sentences. Writing workshop is a time where we pick topics to write about and we add pictures and letters, words, and sentences to turn those ideas into stories. So it's pretty fun activity where you get to choose, you have to think about a topic that you want to write about, you get to write about it, and then you get to share it when it's finished. So I wanted to show you that there's different ways of writing. Since this is writing workshop, we'll be talking all about writing. There are different ways to write. So you're each going to write in a way that is just right for you. And that won't look the same for any two people, okay? For you, when you're learning to write, I want you to do your very best to pick something that's just right. So it's not too hard, not too easy. So let's talk about these different ways of writing, and then you'll settle into one that's just right for you. So there is a type of writing called curly writing. This type of writing would be just right for you if you're still learning how to form letters and that's something that still feels challenging. This would be your type of writing, so curly writing. This writing down here is if you know how to write letters and maybe you even know some of the sounds that go with the letters and you can sound out words, this would be for you. And then there's book writing. And book writing would be when you've been writing for a while, you start to learn how to write words the same way that they are spelled and look in books. And so when you're here in this stage using letters, you might learn some words. You might learn the book spelling of some words, and you might use some book spelling words, and you might use some letters. And then eventually, after you've been writing for a pretty long time, you move into book writing. But you'll want to choose the one that is just right for you. So let's look at what this would look like on a typical writing workshop day. So you would get your paper and you would sit down, and there's a line up here at the top, and I didn't put that on my board, but I'll show you. That looks like that, and then there's one over here. So up here would go your name. So I'll put my name here. And then this is the date. So the date is something that your family can help you with when we're together in school. That's something that usually I go around and add the date for folks. But you could add it, if you know the date from calendar in the morning, you could add it yourself too. So I'll say 9/16/20. That means it's September 16th, 2020. Okay, so then you need to think of an idea. Like, what will you write about? Now here I was thinking about apple picking, so I'm going to go ahead and use that idea again. So I would start with my picture, and since it's apple picking, I want to add the apple tree and add some apples, and I'll add me. Now this is a really quick picture, and you'll hear me say this over and over, that I'm doing a quick picture, but I know when you do yours, you'll do a really careful picture and add even more details than what I added here. Okay, so there's my picture for apple picking. And then let's just say that I was using curly writing and I wanted to write, we went apple picking. I'd say, we went apple picking. Okay, So if curly writing is what's just right for me, that's what I'll do. Okay, now let's move down a little bit. I'm going to erase this line since I didn't need it. I'm going to leave a little space, and I'm going to make a couple lines here. Now let's say letters is what's just right for me. Here's how I would do that. So if I wanted to say we went apple picking, I might say W, E, we went. Notice how I'm saying the words real slowly and just writing down the sounds that I hear. And it's okay if you miss some letters, and it's okay if some extras get in there. It's okay. You're writing what you hear, and you're really growing your brain in this way. We went apple picking. We went apple picking. And it might look like that. Okay, so there's letters. And then, if I were doing the book spelling part, if I were doing book rating, it might look like this, where I'd write my words. We went apple picking. Okay, so those are 3 different ways of writing that you might use to write about going apple picking. And now, like I said before, you might use a mix of these. So if you know how to write some letters, you might do some letters, and then you're like, oh gosh, I know that's this, but I just don't know that one. You might add a curly letter in. If you're using letters, but you say, oh, I know how to spell the word we. W-E spells we. I know how to spell that one. You might do some letters, but you might use the book spelling for the word we. So you might have a combination of these types of writing. But the important thing is that you pick the one that's just right for you. Not too easy, not too hard, but feels just right. And be kind to yourself when you're writing. Okay? It can be hard. And just say to yourself, I can do this. It's okay if however my writing turns out. I am going to do my best, and that's what's important. Okay? Okay, so you'll find your paper, and what I want you to do with your paper is to start with a picture, start with your idea. What will you write about? Could be something you like to do, a trip you went on, something you just like. I like outer space. I like bananas, whatever it is that you like. I went on a bike ride. Whatever it is, you can draw that picture and then get some writing on here. Okay, I know you can do this. You've got it. Good luck and have fun.